Let's not pretend, okay? Some of you are not in love, you're just addicted. Addicted to a woman who confuses your mind and stabs your heart and then kisses the wound like she's doing you a favor. Nietzsche once said, "There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason in madness." And brother, your madness has a name. This woman doesn't bring you peace, she brings a storm, but you keep going back. Why? Because the pain became a pattern, and that pattern became your comfort zone. She makes you chase her, question yourself, compete with ghosts of her past, and still you call it love. No, my dear, that's addiction dressed in attraction. Some women don't want a connection. They want control. They want the high of knowing they can break you, then rebuild you in their image. And when you try to leave, they offer you just enough warmth to make you forget the cold. Nietzsche warned us. He didn't speak in fairy tales, he spoke in fire. He saw that some women become muses, not because they inspire greatness, but because they teach you how easily a man can fall when he mistakes chaos for passion. So here's your wake-up call. This is not your soulmate. This is your self-destruction in heels. Let's get real. The kind of love you're experiencing right now, it's not love, it's dependency, it's an obsession, it's dopamine chaos with a pretty face and a sharp tongue. You're not building a bond, you're surviving her cycles. And Nietzsche, he saw it. He saw how easily a man could fall, not because he's weak, but because he's human, because the mind doesn't always crave what's good, it craves what's familiar, even if it's hurting you. So let me break it down for you. 6 signs you're not in love with her. You're addicted. 1. You're in love with her validation, not her character. When she compliments you, you feel invincible. When she ignores you, you feel invisible. That's not love, that's dependency. Her attention becomes your drug, and you chase it like a starving man. You're no longer chasing connection, you're chasing her approval, her smile, her crumbs. She's trained you, even if unconsciously, to feel high when she notices you, and low when she withdraws. You've started measuring your self-worth by her mood swings. That's not a relationship, that's emotional slavery. 2. You can't think clearly when you're around her, only feel. She walks into the room, and suddenly your IQ drops. Logic vanishes. You forget the disrespect, the passive aggression, the double standards. Why? Because your body reacts before your brain does. She's conditioned your nervous system to equate her presence with emotional spikes, and every time she comes back, after pulling away, you feel relief, not resolution. This isn't romance, it's emotional whiplash. You feel bonded, but the glue is chaos, not compatibility. 3. You obsess over her unpredictability because it keeps you hooked. Have you ever wondered why boring women, calm, clear, kind, don't excite you anymore? It's because this woman has trained your system to crave uncertainty, the highs and lows, the push and pull, the cold shoulder followed by hot kisses. That unpredictability becomes addictive. It's like a slot machine. You don't know when you'll hit the jackpot, but the chance that you might is enough to keep you pulling the lever over and over and over again. Brother, that's not love. That's gambling, with your heart as the currency. 4. You defend her behavior to your friends, but secretly feel ashamed. Every time she ghosts you, insults you, and disrespects your boundaries, you explain it away. She's just stressed. She's been through a lot. She didn't mean it like that. But deep down, when you're alone, when the room is quiet, you know the truth. This is not how you imagined love would feel. And the fact that you're hiding pieces of her behavior from people who care about you, that says everything. You're not just in a bad relationship, you're trapped in a performance. 5. You constantly fear she'll leave, but you never ask yourself if you should. There's a panic inside you, the fear of losing her, the fear of her replacing you, of waking up and seeing her post a story with someone new. So you bend, you shrink, you settle, but you never pause and ask, do I even want to stay? Is this feeding my soul or draining it? You don't ask because you're not thinking, you're clinging because the withdrawal is worse than the damage. 6. You confuse intensity with intimacy. Let me say this slowly. Intensity is not intimacy. Just because the sex is passionate, the fights are explosive, and the makeups feel like movies, that doesn't mean you're connected. That means you're on a roller coaster that only goes in circles. You mistake emotional chaos for depth. You call it chemistry, but it's trauma bonding. A real connection doesn't burn you, it grounds you. It's calm, stable, centered, but that kind of love feels boring when you've been trained to associate pain with passion. Let me tell you why this matters. Because if you don't recognize the addiction, it'll eat you alive. You'll lose your sense of self, your mission, your masculinity. And here's the worst part, you'll confuse it all for love. She's not the enemy, she's a mirror reflecting the part of you that still believes you need to suffer to be worthy. But now you know the signs. Now you can't lie to yourself. This isn't a love story, it's a lesson. And you, my brother, are allowed to graduate. Let's breathe for a second. Because if what I just said in part 2 hit you hard, good, that means you're alive. That means somewhere beneath the chaos, your spirit's still whispering, this isn't me. I wasn't made to live like this. You weren't. And now it's time to break the chains. Not by becoming bitter, not by ghosting her and then rage tweeting about modern women, but by doing something far more powerful, reclaiming your soul from the emotional prison you willingly walked into. Listen to me. Addiction, whether it's to substances, emotions, or a person, thrives in silence and secrecy. So the first step to freedom, honesty. Radical, gut level, no more lies honesty. Admit to yourself, she doesn't love me. She loves the power she has over me. She doesn't give me peace. She gives me chaos that feels like a reward. She doesn't see me. She sees what I do for her ego. Now breathe, again, because after that kind of honesty, you're no longer asleep. You're awake. And brother, when a man wakes up from emotional addiction, he becomes unstoppable. Why? Because he no longer chases a woman to feel whole. He becomes whole. And that wholeness attracts everything he thought he had to beg for. Now let me give you the tools. Step 1. Distance is detox. Don't just pull back. Cut the cord. Block her if you must. You're not being rude. You're choosing survival. An addict doesn't heal by easing out of the drug. You rip it out. You sit with the pain. You let the emptiness howl. And you don't go back. Even when she texts. Even when she posts that thirst trap. Even when she pretends to be healed. That's not a second chance. That's a relapse dressed in lipstick. Step 2. Rebuild the man she broke. Start small. Wake up early. Hit the gym. Read the book. Call your brother. Forgive your father. You don't move on by getting under someone else. You move on by getting back under your own discipline. Because love didn't break you. You forgot who you were. And now it's time to remember. Step 3. Learn the difference between love and addiction. Write it down. Repeat it out loud. Tattoo it to your damn heart if you have to. Love is peace. Love is partnership. Love is clarity. Addiction is anxiety. Addiction is highs and lows. Addiction is confusion. From this day forward, you don't chase butterflies in your stomach. You chase peace in your chest. You are not weak for loving her. You are wise for leaving her. And Nietzsche, he wasn't just some old philosopher with a beard and a death stare. He was warning us that passion without wisdom leads to destruction, that love without self-awareness leads to ruin. So here's what you do now. You walk away, you rebuild, you rise. And when she sees the man you've become, emotionally stable, mentally focused, spiritually anchored, she might try to come back. Don't, because the man who was addicted to her, he's gone. And the man who replaced him, he doesn't settle for chaos, he commands peace, and he attracts a love that doesn't break him, it builds him. Now go, reclaim your power. If you felt this deep in your bones, share it with a man who's stuck in her grip. Drop a in the comments if you've been there, and subscribe if you're ready to walk away from addiction and into authority. Your next love story starts with your healing.